Hey everybody, welcome. This is Joe McCall from the Real Estate Investing Mastery Podcast. And I got a little different podcast that I'm doing here. It's just me today. It's really early in the morning. We're getting ready to leave to Texas for Christmas. My family and I are driving down there. And I wanted to get up early and do a quick little video and update on kind of what's going on with my virtual wholesaling challenge. Those of you that have been getting my emails know that last week I started a challenge where I'm selecting a new market, and the market happens to be in Southern California somewhere. And I'll leave that as a little surprise, as a little teaser. But anyway, I'm picking a market down there, and I'm going to start wholesaling properties in a completely new market. And so I'm really excited about that. And what I've decided to do is kind of pull back the curtain and let anybody and everybody watch me do it. I'm decided that I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm actually going to show and prove for once and for all that this stuff works. There's several reasons why I've decided to do this, but one of them is I want to start doing more deals. I'm getting the deal itch. I'm doing deals here in St. Louis still today, but I want to do more deals. And I love the California market because, number one, it's a challenge. Number two, you can make more money per deal in California if you find a deal. Now, they're harder to find because there's so much competition right now. The inventory is so low. But I think the way that I do deals, I can flip them whether they have equity or not, allows me to I have a little niche in the market that I think not a lot of other people have. And so I think I can, and the market is big enough in California that I should be able to find a deal. So what I've decided to do is do these daily webinars where people can watch me as I actually start from scratch and start wholesaling properties in a new market. And so I am literally starting from scratch. I'm starting with no websites, no virtual assistants, no marketing already done, and I'm starting from the market research and finding the cash buyers and finding the tenant buyers. And one of the biggest things that I'm doing, and the reason kind of why I wanted to create this as a podcast, not necessarily sell you on this stuff that I'm doing, but to teach you a little bit about how important it is to, number one, how important marketing is, and number two, how important it is to follow the money. Sometimes the fastest way to cash is to find the buyers first, right? So I like to teach people, and what I'm trying to do in this challenge that I'm doing is showing people how to follow the money. You need to follow the money. You need to see, okay, where are the cash buyers buying homes? If you're flipping lease options like I am, where are the tenant buyers that have good-sized down payments that are looking for homes? So what I typically like to do is, number one, when I'm researching a market, find the zip codes where most of the cash buyers are buying homes. And then number two, find the best zip codes where the highest demand for housing is in these certain counties that I'm going after. And then in those zip codes, why are they the best zip codes? Are they the median priced homes? Are they the homes that are selling the most, the fastest? So what I've done in my challenge is I have kind of broken down, all right, I've chosen these two counties in here, and I actually walk through where inside those counties, specifically which areas I want to target. So I'm following the money because I'm finding out where the buyers are. So when I get a property, I immediately have a buyer's list already that I can send it to. Or when I find the cash buyer and I'm building relationships with them, they tell me what they want. I have a buyer there. I find out what kind of property they want, and I can go out and find that specific property. We're doing that right now in the Tampa market. Myself and my business partner, Gil, we found a major wholesaler in the Tampa Bay area who has some serious cash or partnerships with some of the big institutional investors out there, and so the MLS is pretty much tapped. It's really, really hard to find a deal in the MLS, and what we're good at, what our marketing team is good at, is finding the off-the-grid deals through the Craigslist marketing that we do, through the marketing with direct mail, and the internet marketing that we do. So we're actually partnering with him from my Gil lives in California. I live in St. Louis, and we're doing marketing in the Florida area right now just to get more leads, and we're going to be partnering with this guy. So anyway, I wanted to share with you part of this challenge, the marketing plan that I'm doing. By the way, if you want more information on this thing that I'm doing, I'm selling access to it. It's really, really affordable. But you might want to check it out at flipleaseoptions.com. www.flipleaseoptions.com, and I think you'll get something out of that. And but anyway, it's very, very affordable. It's reasonable, and even though I started it a week ago, it's still open, and I have all of the recordings. So each daily webinar is about an hour and a half to 2 hours long, and it's just actually me working. I'm not really teaching much, but I've designed it so that you can just follow along, and after the first video is done, you can go out and start doing it yourself in your own market that you've chosen to invest in, okay? So go to flipleaseoptions.com and watch a short little 13-minute video about it and just decide if you're interested or not. But I wanted to share with you my marketing plan and from the mind map that I'm using in this. And if you can see my screen here, you can see some of the goals in the market that I've targeted. But I want to share with you real quick the marketing plan that I'm using. And I'm primarily focusing on, right now, tenant buyers and cash buyers. So really I should probably move this down here. Most people, when they are doing marketing for deals, are going to go first after the absentee owners and with sending direct mail and postcards and stuff like that, or doing bandit signs. What I'm doing in this is specifically finding the buyers first. I'm following the money, finding it where the buyers are and what they want. That's really the fastest path to cash. And so my goal, my first deal I hope to flip, will be finding either a tenant buyer who has a good size deposit or finding a cash buyer who has good money and finding a deal for them. Okay, so let me share with you real quick my marketing plan here. It's really simple, but I think you could take this and actually start using it and implementing it in your own business. For tenant buyers, I'm doing several things here. I'm creating Facebook ads, and this is something that I just finished on day 5 of this challenge. And it's interesting because I'm getting some results back, and you can see your clicks and see who's actually clicking, who's not, and I can see that I need to make some improvement on my ads. I'm not getting very good click-through rates, but anyway, I've created some Facebook ads, and it's only costing me a couple bucks a day to put my ad in front of thousands or actually millions of people. And the cool thing about Facebook is I can actually target the exact zip codes or exact cities that I want to be doing deals in. So only people who live in these certain areas that have these certain criteria actually see my ad. My ad is something along the lines of bad credit, okay, we can help. We can find a dream home. You can still rent to own your dream home. There's plenty to choose from. So we're advertising kind of like a home finders program. We're finding the buyers first, seeing who has good deposits or not, seeing what kind of homes they're looking for and where. And then we go out and we actually get a property under contract that meets that criteria, and we sell that contract to them. The other thing is we're putting some ads on Plenty of Fish. Plenty of Fish is real similar to Facebook, but it's actually a little cheaper, and it's the internet's largest dating website. And it's a great website, actually. I was at a boot camp recently for my friend talking, and I was about ready to make fun of Plenty of Fish because I have zero interest in dating because I'm married, happily married. But I'm like a dork when it comes to dating. I have zero experience with it because it's been so long, and I didn't do much dating before I met my wife. But anyway, so I was about to make fun of it, and the couple right in the front row, right in front of me, like 3, 4, 5 feet in front of me, actually met on Plenty of Fish and were married and happily married. And so I'm glad I didn't open my big fat mouth and insert my foot into it, because this was a couple who had gotten married on Plenty of Fish. It's a dating website, and it's the internet's largest, and it's free, and so you can put ads in there. And so I've been putting ads in there, and you can track your results, and you can say, okay, I only want to spend $5 a day. So they spread the ads out. I actually get more clicks from Plenty of Fish than I do in Facebook. So I'm trying to figure out, what the problem is, or not the problem, but how can I improve Facebook? Because Facebook does have more eyeballs on it. The other thing I'm going to have my VA do, and one of the things I did the first week of this challenge is find a great VA. And I found a fantastic VA who, for $2.50 an hour, I went to Odesk and I put my job up. And you see me doing this, in the challenge. Posted my job and got about 40 or 50 applications and interviewed some of them. And I found a guy, he's great. He has fantastic English. You can't tell he's from the Philippines. You can't hear an accent at all. And really great. He just left his main job. He's college educated. He just wants to work from home. And I'm starting him off at $2.50 an hour. And I told him, I said, look, I'm going to evaluate you and give you some raises. So at month 1, month 3, month 6, and month 12, I'm going to give you a raise and based on your performance, and I'm going to be giving you bonuses for every deal that you get in a contract. So I've already found him. He's a great guy. I really am excited that I found somebody so good so quick. So by the way, do I share his identity with the challenge? No, I don't. I'm not sharing with anybody watching the challenge who this actual VA is. And when I've done this before in my course, I kind of shared too much information about who my VAs were, and I actually had people trying to hire my VAs once they found out they were working for me and offering them more money. So I show you everything about how I found the VA and how I interviewed them and all that. And you see the ads, but I didn't actually reveal who my VA was. But one of the first things I'm going to be having my VA do is advertising other properties. So a lot of times you can find, and since I'm not a realtor, it's a lot easier to get away with this, is you can find other similar properties that are advertising, and you can kind of copy the pictures and copy the description. I still leave the person's phone number in the ad whose property that belongs to, but I'm going to go and have my VA create about 50 of these and create postlets for about 50 different properties and put a paragraph at the beginning about how find many other homes like this through our custom home finder program that you can lease purchase regardless of credit, et cetera, and put those in websites like Postlets, who distribute it out to a dozen other websites. And now, whether that is, I don't think it's a question of whether it's ethical or not, but I'm just basically copying other ads. I'm still leaving the phone number. And I'm thinking about maybe I'll change the ads and change the address, but it's kind of like a used car lot, okay? If you have just one car in the lot or no cars in the lot, nobody driving by the internet world is going to stop at your car lot if you don't have any cars there. So one of the great ways to find tenant buyers is to advertise other people's properties, and whether it's if you can ask for permission and get it, that's great. I'm just in a hurry and I want to get it done, so I'm having my VA create 50 different postlets for different properties and driving them to a squeeze page I have and a 24-hour recorded voicemail that explains our lease purchase custom home finder program. So that's one of the things that we're going to be doing. We also went and created a backpage sponsored ad. The cool thing about sponsored ads is they're really, really cheap, but they rank really high in Google. So I've created some ads that are being reposted and they're sponsored in Backpage, advertising my Home Finders program. And I'm driving everybody to a squeeze page that I created, and I also created the autoresponders where inside of Aweber, anytime somebody signs up on my squeeze page, they get automatically put into a sequence of about 8 or 10 emails with some free bonus reports and things like that. But my goal is to get them to fill it out and tell me how much information, how much option deposit they have, what they can afford in rent, and things like that. Get them to call my voicemail, listen to a 5-minute message, tell me about how much deposit they have. And then I'm going to have my VA call every one of them back. And anyone that we call back and has more than 3 to 5% to put down on a house, we're going to then pre-screen them, get their application, verify their income, all that good stuff, and make sure they're good candidates, and then go out and find a home. So that's our kind of my strategy right now for finding tenant buyers. Now, cash buyers, and I don't know if I explained this or not earlier, but I'm approaching deals whether they have equity or not. So if a house has equity, I'm going to do traditional wholesaling on it. If it doesn't have equity, I'm going to do a lease option a lease purchase flip on that. So there's different strategies that I used based on how much equity is in the house. So right now I'm kind of pursuing both. So for the cash buyers, all I did is I have an account with FreedomSoft. I use and recommend FreedomSoft. And in there you can pull the last 6 months cash buyers out of there. And if I could show you on a spreadsheet, you'll see I got like 5,000 people in this county that have bought homes with cash in the last 6 months. And you can sort and rank this thing in the spreadsheet. I show how you can use what's called pivot tables to rank the best zip codes in these counties for the most cash transactions. And then you can also find in there who are the most active cash buyers and how much money they've spent in the last 6 months in that county buying properties. And so in this spreadsheet, it's really simple. I took everything into a pivot table, and it just takes like 15 seconds, and I can see the top zip codes. And what I'm going to be doing actually early next week is sending postcards to these recent cash buyers, driving them to a voicemail, and then I want to talk to each one. Now, Chris Chico, I got to give credit to and props. He has a website, flipanywhere.com, where he teaches virtual wholesaling. And he taught this. He came up with this stuff 4 or 5 years ago. He was one of the coaches and mentors that got me started, and as well as Alex, in this business. He's great. I highly recommend his course to anybody. He's kind of the godfather of virtual wholesaling, although it's only 4 or 5 years old. But anyway, he recently changed his strategy. It used to be everybody would drive, and people still do this, but drive cash buyers to a squeeze page so you can get their name and email and phone number. And then the idea is when you get a property under contract, you just blast your email list and you'll find a buyer. Well, it's different now today. It's more important that you build relationships with cash buyers. You get them on the phone. So he's changed his postcard, and I'm using his postcard in this, where you get people to you email them about the property they recently bought, and you get them to call a 24-hour recorded hotline, recorded message. And on that message, you explain your program, and you're an investor, and you can find deals and all that. And you get them to leave their name and number, and you call them back. You get them on the phone. Instead of driving them through a squeeze page, making them jump through a bunch of hoops, just relying on email, the goal is to build a relationship with these guys and find out what they want. You really only need 5 to 10 serious cash buyers to do very, very well in this business. So what I'm going to be doing is sending postcards to these top 500 cash buyers or so. It's not that many. I'm just going to get them on a phone, and I'm looking forward to that process. Now, that's my marketing for buyers. Follow the money, fastest path to cash, finding the guys who have the money. All right. Now, I'm also going to be doing marketing for sellers, but notice this isn't first. I'm going to be doing marketing for sellers in several different ways. And if you go to the realestateinvestingmastery.com and you sign up on our list, you're going to get a fast cash survival kit. And in that free bonus that Alex and I created, we talked about the marketing that we do. We basically opened up the book. This is what I'm going to be doing in this challenge. My 3 main sources of leads for sellers are going to be Craigslist, direct mail, and MLS deals. And real quick, I won't spend too much time in this, but what am I going to be targeting, or what am I sending actually to Craigslist? And maybe this should be, the who is first. Who am I sending this to on Craigslist? I'm not putting ads in Craigslist. I am looking for people who are advertising their houses on Craigslist for rent or for sale, and I'm sending marketing to them. There's a big difference. But what am I doing? I'm sending marketing to people that have put for rent ads and FSBO ads, usually 3+ bedrooms. And in this market, I'm looking for homes over $1,500 a month in rent. And what am I sending? I'm sending text messages. I'm going to have my VA send voice messages. And there's a website I like to use called SlyDial, where you can actually bypass their cell phone and go right to their voicemail. And I'm going to be sending emails. And I'm going to have 3 different messages to sellers. If it's a nicer home, I'm going to be saying, I'm going to have a lease purchase message. And I'm testing this. If it's cheaper homes, it's going to be a we buy houses message, similar to something like, hey, I'm an investor. Well, I'll tell you what, the nicer homes, the lease purchase message is going to be more. These are properties that a cash buyer isn't typically going to buy because they're just going to be too nice. But my message is typically, hey, I saw your rental property on Craigslist. I was wondering if it was available for lease purchase or rent to own. If it is, give me a call. If it's a home that I know an investor would want, maybe a cheaper end home, My message is going to be real simple. It's going to be more or less like, hey, I'm an investor, and I saw your rental property in Craigslist, and I've got some cash. We're looking to buy one more deal in the area this month. I don't think you'll be interested, but if you are, give me a call back, and I can like to talk to you about maybe selling your property, and we can talk on the phone, something like that. Telling them, hey, I got a little bit of money. I want to buy one more property this month, and you're probably not interested, using negative phrasing, being kind of like a reluctant buyer. You're probably not interested, but if you are, give me a call and we can talk. So my VA is going to send out the text messages, voice messages, and emails to about 50 ads a day in Craigslist with these kinds of messages. And also quick turn leasing, where we use what's called an option to lease, and we can find tenants for property. That's something I'll teach more about later. Those are some of the easiest deals to do, even though they're smaller money. So I'm also doing direct mail for sellers. What am I going to be sending? Simple, small, ugly yellow postcards, yellow letters. And Kathy Kennerbrook's a teacher out of Florida. She's got some really good letters. I did a podcast with her. You should go back and listen to it. While I was in Prague in the Czech Republic, I interviewed Kathy, and she's got some great letters that she uses that are different. They're not the yellow handwritten letters. They're actually typed, formal-looking letters, and they have a section at the bottom of each letter where the seller can fill out their information and send it back. So I'm going to be sending 3 main pieces of marketing. I'm going to be spending about $1,000 a month on direct mail. Is probably what I'll be doing. Who am I sending it to? Lots of different guys. Absentee owners with little to no equity. I'm actually going to be targeting homeowners that bought their homes between 2005 and 2010. Because lease option flips work for them, even for houses that are upside down. You just do a longer lease option. You do 10 to 15 years lease option. Absentee owners with equity, which, by the way, is where everybody else and their grandmother is sending direct mail to, so it's more competitive. I'm going to be sending mail to quick claim deeds, probates, free and clear deals, expired listings, active listings, and evictions. So how and when and where I'll be doing that, that's to be found. MLS deals, I'm going to be making offers on HUD properties, old listings, properties that need work. I'm going to look for specific words in the MLS, words like vacant or trust or tenant, and there's a bunch of other keywords. I just put those together real quick. One of the things I'm going to have my VA do, it's going to be really, really powerful, is I'm going to have him call pendings. Anytime a property goes on pending on the MLS, I'm going to have my VA call that realtor and say, hey, just wanted you to introduce myself. Me and my business partner, we buy a bunch of properties. I just noticed your house went under contract. Congratulations. But I want to let you know, if this deal falls through and if your buyer falls through, call us. We will buy the house. So it's just a matter of every day I want him to call pendings, build a relationship with these realtors, and then as soon as a realtor does lose that listing, they can call us, and it might be a deal that we can wholesale. We're also going to be bidding on HUDs. So that's kind of it. Now, for the numbers, it's really important, and I talk about this in the bonuses that you should have if you don't already at the realestateinvestingmastery.com, is the by the numbers, marketing by the numbers. It's important to have a goal. And so my goal is to make 20 grand a month flipping deals in this market. And let's just say my average profit is 7 grand. That's 3 deals a month. Let's say I only sell 75% of the homes I get under contract. So that's going to be about 4 contracts I need to get a month, right? So how many leads do I need to have to do that? I'm talking about goals that I can control. You can't control 4 deals a month, $20,000 a month, but you can control how much marketing you're going out. So the purpose of this is just really to show you how it kind of works. So let's say I need about 30 leads per contract. In other words, I have to talk to 30 sellers to get 1 house under contract. So let's say it's 30 leads per contract, and I need to get 4 contracts. That's 120 leads. And if you're working 20 working days a week, I need 10 leads a day. Okay, I'm sorry, 5 working days a week. You need 10 leads per day. Let's say 50% of my leads come from Craigslist, 50% of my leads come from direct mail. That means 60 leads from Craigslist, or my average response rate is 15%. I need to send out 40 pieces of marketing per month on Craigslist, which is about 20 a day. My goal is to send out 30 pieces of marketing to Craigslist ads a day. Now, if half of my leads come from direct mail, that means 60. My average response rate, let's just say, but conservative, is 2%. So that means I need to send out 3,000 postcards per month, or about 750 postcards per week. Now, these two numbers here, I'm going to actually try to do 30 a day and 1,000 postcards a week. That right there is my marketing plan. Those are things I can control. I can get a VA to send out 1,000 postcards for me a week. I can get a VA to send out 30 pieces of marketing to Craigslist ads every day. Those are goals that you can control, and that's my simple marketing plan to get there. That's it. I thought that would be helpful to show you guys kind of my marketing plan, what this challenge is all about. And if you're interested, please go to, I'm going to put the website right here, www.flipleaseoptions.com. Check it out, flipleaseoptions.com. And looking forward to working with you guys. So all of the replays that I've done so far are in there. It's really simple. We try to just break them down to 1.5 hours to 2 hours long. You can pause them at any time. My goal is you can see what I'm doing and then do it yourself and watch the next day. Just take it one step at a time. All right? So that's it. Got to get ready to go. We're driving to Texas. Everything's already packed. I just got to put it in the van. So, all right. See you guys. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Here's to 2013. I hope it's going to be a very prosperous and fantastic New Year for all of you guys listening to this. So God bless. See ya.